I wonder, are you anything like me? So let me share my story with you guys. When I was growing up, I had big dreams. I knew what I wanted to be, at least I thought I did. And as times went on, as I got older, I started realizing that I didn't really know what I wanted to do in life. I was so confused. I remember when I was 17 years old and my mom asked me what I wanted to do, and I told her I didn't know. And I remember her asking me, was I going to go to college? And I told her no. And she was like, why? I don't know why. And I said, because I'm not college material. Well, that's the way I thought back then. I thought that I wasn't college material because I was struggling in high school. I was struggling to pass geometry. Now, geometry might be easy for some people, but it wasn't easy for me. And I couldn't wait to get out of school. I was just so sick of it. But when I graduated, I knew I needed to do something, but I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to do. So my parents, my mom and my dad, and some of my aunties, they was pressuring me to join the military. I was frightened of joining the military because I had a feeling that I was going to go to war. That's how I felt. And of course, during that time, the last war that was going on that had taken place was the Gulf War. And that was when President Bush, Daddy Bush, was in office. And I felt like if that could happen during my time, then and I wasn't even out of high school yet, what could happen after I get into the military? And sure enough, 9/11 happened. So I was so terrified. I knew then that military was not for me. So what was I going to do in my life? I didn't know. So I decided to just start working, get a 9 to 5, a regular old job. And when I got a job, I was working fast food. But I had started working fast food before I even graduated high school. So once I graduated high school, I felt like I needed something else to do because I didn't want to have the same job that I was working at while I was in high school because I had the mindset of why even graduate from high school if I'm still doing the same job I was doing while I was in high school. You know what I mean? So I ended up quitting and I started working at the hotel and I was working front desk. It was an upscale. It was an upscale. I moved up, put it like that. At least that's what I felt. But the hours of working at that place took its toll on me. I was working in the middle of the day and the first part of the night. So for any of you who work that swing shift, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I was coming in at 3 p.m., getting off at 11 p.m. So what can you really do with your time when you're off? Well, I knew that wasn't the place for me. I knew that that wasn't for me. So I ended up getting fired. Yes, I got fired because I started coming in late. Then there was times when I would call off and say, I'm not gonna make it in today because I wanted to have a life. I wanted to get out and do something. I wanted to go out with some friends. I wanted to enjoy being young. So I left that job and I took another job. And then so on and so on and so on until finally I landed a job that I thought was cool. It was fun. It was just right. The hours was good. The money wasn't that great. But as I continue to stay there as the year went on, I knew I would get raises. So I saw it as, well, every year I can get a raise, and why not, you know? Then of course that ran out. And then I ended up getting another job somewhere else. And then I became a flight attendant. Okay. You would say, oh, that's a good career. Flight attendant, you fly all around the world. That is beautiful. But you know, it was something that was inside of me that I was missing. I wasn't quite sure what it was. I just knew I was missing something. And I kept trying to figure out what it was. I love traveling. I do. I love it. It's something that I look forward to. I look forward to doing it with my family and everything, but it was always something there that was missing. It was a piece of me that wasn't fitting with the rest of my life. And it started bothering me. And I was starting to stress out behind it because I felt like if I don't find this satisfaction that I'm looking for, something is wrong. So I went to college. I graduated. Yes, I finally went to college and graduated. After I graduated, I still wasn't satisfied because there was still something there that wasn't working for me. So I realized that the one thing that I did not have was my ikigai. Now, what is the ikigai? Ikigai is a Japanese term, it's a Japanese phrase that means reason for being. The reason for being. So it's 4 parts to this ikigai. One of the parts is your passion, your mission, vocation, and your profession. So I was finding my profession and I was finding my vocation, but I wasn't finding my mission. I knew what my passion was, and that was to help people. Now, you might say, okay, but what you mean about you didn't know your mission? All of us are here on this earth. We're here in this world for a mission. We were sent here for a specific purpose. And one of the things that people don't know is how to get to that. And it's called your ikigai. The first way that you can find out what your ikigai is that you have to change your mindset. You have to change the way you think about life. You have to change the way you function every day. You have to change your circumstances. Your circumstances are not going to change on its own. Everything that happens to you or around you is going to just happen, okay? So what you have to do is change the way you think about the stuff that's happening to you. The way your mindset is on the things that's happening to you is when you can start changing your circumstances. You have to think about, what is it that you're passionate about? What is it that the world needs? What is it that you can do that you are really good at and make money from it? Yeah, that's your ikigai. Now, if you can get all 4 of those things together, then that's when you have your mission, you have your passion, you have your vocation, and you have your profession. And that's when the stress level in your life will decrease. For you to be able to reduce your stress levels, you have to think about, what is it that's actually stressing you out? Is it your job? A lot of us, when we wake up in the morning, that old dreadful Monday morning, that alarm go off on that clock, and you just dreading to get out of the bed. Some people, it might not be a Monday morning. It might be a Wednesday or a Saturday or whatever day it might be that starts your week off for work that day. And you're like, oh my God, I hate this job. I don't want to do this no more. I wish I could just quit. In order for you to get to your ikigai, I'm going to give you an assignment. Get a piece of paper like this. Write down 4 boxes. In those boxes, one box you're going to put in there what I'm good at. Another box you're going to put what do I love to do. The other box you're going to put what do the world need. And then the bottom, the last box you're going to put how can I make money off this? And when you start discovering all the things, that's when you're going to start finding your purpose. That's when you're going to find your ikigai, your reason for being. Now, I want to say this. What I do with imaging coaching, so I found my ikigai. I found my ikigai. My ikigai is this is what I'm doing now, which is my imaging coaching. I help you reduce your stress levels so you can find your ikigai. And not only that you find your ikigai, you can learn how to make it work for you and work for other people. Because it's not about you fulfilling your own passion and you fulfilling your own self desires. What it's about, you filling your passion and your self desires while helping other people. Whatever it is that others are needing, you also offer something to them too, whether it's a service or a product, but you offer something to them too. And being able to be fulfilled in that way is something that you can hold on to, something that you would be happy to get out of the bed every single day to do. So we have been conditioned to go to school, graduate from school, further your education by going to a higher learning school or vocational school, getting a trade or something like that, or just getting a job. But either way it go, we have been conditioned to just work and work and work. So we work from the time we're young and strong in our ripe, beautiful age to the time that we're old and our back is hurting, our knees are hurting, our fingers are locking up on us, our feet won't let us stand up for hours at a time. And you get to a place in your life where it's time to retire. And when you are retiring, fear sets in because you're happy that you no longer have to work your job, but you're fearful because you're wondering, am I making enough? Will I make enough to sustain myself for the rest of my life? Did I do what I was supposed to do for the 401ks or the IRAs or whatever? Did I put myself in a good position where I can retire? Do I have medical insurance? Do I have dental insurance? Do I have vision insurance? Do I have life insurance? Am I in a great place right now? And the answer, if it's no, now you continue to work even past your retirement years and you never found your ikigai. And you put yourself in a position where you work yourself to the bone until you die. That's not the life that God had designed for us. It just isn't. We wasn't put here to just work on someone's job until we die. That's not it. Why do we go to work? Ask yourself that question and answer it. Why do we go to work? We go to work because we need money to pay bills. What kind of bills do we have? The bills that we have, we need a roof over our head. Okay, that's rent or mortgage. Okay. We need transportation. Okay, that's a car note or a lease, or we just bought a car cash. We need to keep up with that car. So we got maintenance and all those things. We need electricity. Okay, we have the energy bill, lights, and everything to power the house up with. We need food. Oh, we have to eat every single day. We have to eat. Something that we have to do. Can't go without it. And then we need what you call health insurance. Okay. Somewhere in your life, you're going to have to go to the doctor for some reason. So you're either going to come out of pocket on your own, or you're going to have a little something that can help you, which is health insurance. And health insurance don't pay for the whole bill, by the way. It don't. So you got to come out of pocket still. So that's another reason we go to work. So what other reason we go to work? So most people go to work so they can make money and have benefits. Basically, that's what it is, so we can pay bills. One of the things that I have discovered about paying bills is that we make our own bills. Some of the bills that we have, we don't even need it. No, we don't. We might think that it's good to have the latest iPhone or the latest shoes. Okay, we need shoes, but we don't have to have the latest shoes. Well, we gotta always spend money on clothes, you know? Then there's things that you might say, well, you know, my car, I had it for 6 years. I'm ready for another car. Well, now you're gonna get yourself into another car note. Is your car, come on now, is your car still running? Is it still reliable? Is it still getting you to where you need to go? Well, why put yourself in another debt when you can just hold off and continue to ride that car until the wheels fall off? You know, I remember I had this one car. It was a Cavalier. It was a 98 Chevy Cavalier. It was blue. That was the first car that I ever bought myself. And I was so proud of that car. I bought it from an auction. And I'm telling you, I was so proud of that car. No one can tell me nothing. You couldn't tell me nothing. Don't tell me nothing about my car because it was mine. All the cars that I had before that, someone gave it to me. My mom gave me my first car. My first husband bought me my first, my second, and third car. And so I say I finally got a car that I bought for myself. And I paid cash for it. That car needed a lot of work. Oh, it needed a lot of work. I'm telling you. And I remember taking to a mechanic, and he told me, well, the car that you got, I mean, it really ain't that good of a car. And I said, what can you do to restore it? He said, well, you're going to need a lot of work done. I said, well, I'm going to bring it to you every time I get paid, and I'm going to have you do some work to it. So I did not drive that car for the first month that I had it. It was drivable, but I didn't drive it. I parked that car in my parking lot in the apartment that I lived in, and I rode the bus to work. And I kept taking that car to go get worked on until I was able to have it to where I was comfortable with driving it. I had that car for 4 years. And I remember I said to somebody, because they kept saying, when are you going to get rid of this car? I said, I'm going to have this car until the wheels fall off. Well, the wheels did fall off. I made a left turn and the axle broke in the middle of the road. Oh yeah, I'm not playing. And I was stuck there, and I didn't have AAA, nothing like that, so I had to call a friend to come and help me, and that person came and helped me. And then we did whatever we had to do to get it to a mechanic, and they fixed it. That cost me about $300 or whatever. And then I kept driving it. And then someone asked me again, when are you going to get rid of this car? I said, well, shoot, I can't say I'm going to ride it until the wheels fall off. So I'm going to ride it until it burn up. That's why you got to be careful with the words that come out of your mouth, because you speak life and death on yourself into existence. And I'm telling you, I rode that car until it caught on fire. And I'm not lying. I was on the freeway, and I started smelling smoke. And I'm like, and then all of a sudden I saw smoke coming out of the trunk. And the hood, not the trunk, it was the hood in the front. And it just cut off on me, but it was coasting. And I started praying. I was like, Lord, please get me off this highway. Don't let me burn up in this car. I couldn't get out the car because it was all on the freeway and cars was just coming. So I ended up coasting to the side, and I got off the freeway and parked in the McDonald's parking lot. And I kid you not, as soon when I got out that car went up in flames. And I was like, oh my God, my car is gone now. I'm really without a car. So what I'm trying to say here is that some things that we do in life has no value to it. And then there's some things we do in life that does have value. And what we put value on is where we put our time and attention into. I put value on that car, and I put a lot of time and attention into that car as well as money. Instead of me putting all that time and attention to that car, I should have put it in myself so I can do better for myself, that I could have afford a better car and not went through all that trouble. So what I want to say to you guys, if you are struggling and you're trying to figure out what your purpose is, and you're unsure with what direction you're going in, and you've just been stressing out about your life, how about you give imaging coaching a try? With imaging coaching, you get 4 weeks free. You don't have to pay nothing out of your pocket. There's no obligation to you. All you have to do is just do the work. Now, for each week, you get 1 coaching session. Whatever it is that you need help on, if it's time management, got you on that. If it's for you to work out and get your body and your health right, got you on that. If it's to, you just went through a divorce and you want to rebuild your life, you basically want to reinvent yourself. Oh, I definitely got you on that. I've been divorced twice. I'm married now. This is my 3rd marriage. But I never stopped. My divorce never kept me down. I kept going, and I kept moving, and I kept going with my life. I would not allow no one to come put a halt on me. And I can help you with that. If you are looking to get closer to God, and you want some spiritual guidance, I can help you with that. Oh yeah, I can help you with that. If you are just trying to figure out the next step in your life and you are unsure, like you had a dead end job, you hate your job, you want to do something different, and you're afraid to step out on faith because you haven't done that before, I can help you with that. I have stepped out on faith too many times. When I say that, when I worked in this one job, they demoted me. And I'm not talking about they demoted me from my position. They cut my paycheck. And I was pissed. But I never let it show. And I remember leaving from my lunch break, going to my car, and I just prayed. And I said, God, I'm going to quit this job. I'm going to quit this job. And I need you to sustain me while I find another job. I normally don't do that. I usually would stay on the job, find another job. Once I get the other job, then quit. But I couldn't take it that they had demoted me. Well, they chopped my money down. It was nothing that I did. It was just the business was having a budget cut, and they just started chopping people's money down. And I was like, dang, I didn't know they can do that. But I realized that I wasn't gonna stick around to be working more, getting paid less. And that's exactly what they was doing. They was having us do other positions at that job that I had never done before, and you paying me less? Nah, that wasn't gonna happen. So I moved on. And when I moved on, not anything, and I mean anything, went off. I didn't have my lights cut off. My light bill continued to stay paid. I didn't have to worry about transportation. I continued to have transportation. Of course, I had the car that was before it burned up. But I had food. My rent was still getting paid for. God sustained me. So if you're looking to have a spiritual relationship that you can have a closeness with God, I can help you with that. And I have a unique coaching style that I help people to embark on a whole different journey of where you can go in your life. And it all stems from learning to cope with the stress that you cannot get rid of, because you know some stress you just can't get rid of, and then reducing stress and eliminating stress that you don't have to deal with, and learning to just accept your life the way you have your life, and that you are making steps to get to a better life. That's what I do. Go ahead, book your session. What you waiting for? Book your session. You can book your free consultation. That's for me to get to know you. That's for you to get to know me. We just have conversation and we'll just get to know each other. And then if we are a good fit for each other, because you know it works both ways. If I'm a good fit, you a good fit, we a good fit, then let's go ahead and make this fit work. And then when we make this fit work, then you go ahead and you get your 4 coaching sessions. That's 1 month, that's 4 weeks, 1 session per week. You will go into the booking calendar, you will pick whatever days or whatever day that it works for you, and according to the availability of the booking calendar, of course, because there's other times that might be already taken up. So you're gonna, and if you find a time that you wanted and you couldn't get that time and that whole week has been filled up, oh, don't worry. No worries. Don't worry. Don't worry about it. Go ahead and look for the next week or the week after that. You still get your 4 weeks though. I'm still going to give you 4 sessions. Even if your 4 session takes 2 months for you to finish, I'm going to give you your 4 sessions. So you're not losing anything. You're gaining. Go ahead. Do what you need to do if you want to change your life. Change your mindset. When you change your mindset, you change your circumstances.